Have you ever found yourself in a place where you've poured every bit of love, time, and energy you had into someone, only to feel like it meant nothing? It's like you're there, giving your best, making sacrifices, showing up every single day. And still, it feels like you're invisible. It's like being in a crowded room, screaming at the top of your lungs, but no one even turns their head to see you. It's a deep, lonely kind of pain, the kind that makes you question your worth, your value, and if you're even seen at all. But here's the truth that's hard to accept. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is to let go, even when every part of you wants to hold on tighter.
Yes.
Because holding on to someone who doesn't appreciate you slowly destroys your spirit. You start to doubt yourself, your confidence fades, and you become a shell of the person you used to be. You deserve to be seen, valued, and loved without having to beg for it. Walking away can feel terrifying, like you're giving up on something you've invested so much in. But it's not giving up, it's choosing yourself. It's reclaiming your respect, your dignity, and showing the world that your love and energy are valuable and not something to be wasted on someone who can't see it. Walking away is not about proving a point to them. It's about proving a point to yourself that you are worthy of more. It's about creating space for the kind of love, energy, and respect that you truly deserve. It's about saying, I matter, even when it feels like no one else thinks so. And that's one of the most powerful steps you will ever take for your life. Asterisk. Imagine being in a relationship where every plan, every gesture of care, every effort to keep things alive comes from you, while the other person barely acknowledges it. You're always the one reaching out first, checking in, planning dates, remembering the small things that matter, while she responds with half interest or cancels plans without a second thought. Over time, this one-sided effort starts to drain you, leaving you questioning why you're the only one who seems to care. Staying in a situation like this silently tells her that it's okay to treat you this way, that your efforts and your love can be taken for granted without consequence. It chips away at your self-worth, convincing you that maybe this is all you deserve. And the cycle repeats itself as you try harder, hoping she will finally notice the way you show up for her. But the hard truth is, your value isn't up for negotiation, and your worth doesn't decrease because someone else fails to see it. I had a friend who was stuck in this exact situation, giving everything while she barely gave anything back. She would brush off his feelings, cancel plans last minute, and act like he was an option instead of a priority. One day, he had enough. He didn't cause a scene or act out of anger, simply told her that he deserved to be in a relationship where his efforts were seen and valued, and then he walked away. It was one of the hardest things he had ever done, but also one of the most powerful. Weeks later, she reached out, apologizing and asking for another chance, finally realizing what she had lost. But by then, he had found his peace, clarity, and self-respect. Walking away flips the narrative, forcing others to see what they took for granted and proving to yourself that you deserve to be valued, without having to fight for basic respect. Asterisk, knowing when to walk away is one of the hardest choices you will ever face, especially when your heart is invested and you've built dreams around someone. You tell yourself to be patient, to give more, to wait for things to change, believing that if you love enough, she will eventually see your worth. But the truth is, there are moments when staying is no longer strength, but a slow destruction of your spirit. The first moment is when you are being disrespected. Respect is not something you should ever have to beg for or chase. It is the foundation of every healthy relationship, and if she consistently belittles you, ignores your boundaries, or treats your feelings as if they are a burden, it is a clear sign that she does not value you. Disrespect doesn't always come in loud arguments. Sometimes it's in the small dismissals, the way your words are ignored, or how your needs are brushed off as unimportant. You deserve to be heard, to feel safe, and to know that your presence matters. The second moment, too, walk away, is when you are losing yourself. If you look in the mirror and no longer recognize the man staring back at you because you have given up so much of who you are just to keep her happy or to avoid conflict, you are betraying yourself. A relationship should not cost you your identity, your peace, or your self-worth. It should not force you to shrink yourself to fit into her world. You can love someone deeply and still understand that it is not your job to stay in a place that drains you. Walking away is not an act of weakness. It is an act of self-respect, a bold step to protect your future, your growth, and your spirit, so you can become the man you are meant to be. Walking away is often misunderstood as an act of weakness or giving up, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful moves you can make, and it's rooted deeply in human psychology. People naturally value what they think they might lose, a principle known as the scarcity effect. It's the same reason why people rush to buy limited edition sneakers or feel the urge to grab the last slice of pizza, even if they're not hungry. The fear of missing out creates urgency, and this same psychological principle applies to relationships. When you are always available, always giving, always chasing, you remove the sense of value from your presence because it is always there, expected, and often taken for granted. Steve Jobs understood this principle well. In his early career, during negotiations, if things were not going in a direction that aligned with his worth, he would simply walk away from the table. It wasn't a tactic to create drama. It was a clear message that he knew his value and refused to settle for less. Time and again, those who thought they could negotiate him down would come back with better offers, realizing they couldn't afford to lose him. This is the power you hold when you walk away. It forces others to reevaluate what they are about to lose, to understand that your worth is not up for debate, and that your energy and love are privileges, not entitlements. And if they do not come back, it is not your loss. It is theirs, and it clears the space for someone who will see and appreciate your value without needing to be taught a lesson. Walking away is not just leaving. It is declaring to yourself and the world that you will no longer stay in places that diminish you, and that you will always choose yourself over settling for less. Here's something most people don't realize. People treat you the way you allow them to. If you stay in situations where you are constantly undervalued, overlooked, and disrespected, you're silently teaching others that it's acceptable to treat you that way. Walking away is not about creating drama or trying to get revenge. About self-respect, about drawing a line and saying, I refuse to settle for less than I deserve. It's a moment where you stop allowing others to dictate your worth and begin reclaiming your power. It creates space for you to prioritize your own well-being, to get back to the things you love, and to reconnect with who you truly are. Maybe that means getting back to the gym, working on your goals, rebuilding your finances, or finally starting that project you've been putting off. I knew a guy who walked away from a relationship that was draining him. During that quiet time, alone, he rediscovered his passion for music, something he hadn't touched in years because he was too consumed trying to keep someone else happy. Leaving didn't just end a toxic chapter. It opened the door to a new version of himself, filled with confidence, clarity, and a renewed sense of purpose. Walking away isn't the end. It's a reset, a powerful moment where you choose yourself and show the world that you will not compromise your peace for someone who doesn't see your worth. Every time you walk away from something that doesn't serve you, you are walking towards something better, something that aligns with your values and your goals. It's a reminder to yourself and to everyone around you that your time, energy, and heart are valuable and will only be given to those who truly deserve it.